It's a GE dishwasher. The customer complaint is that it's not dispensing the soap. If you want to see how we do this repair, stay tuned. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. Today we're going to be working on a GE dishwasher. The customer complaint is that it's not dispensing the soap. The model number it's on the display, as you see right there. So we're gonna go ahead and try to find out why it's not dispensing the soap. Well, at this point, we realize there is a spring that is holding the door mechanism, and that spring is not even there. That's why you see the door just leaning there, but it's not locking, or it doesn't have any tension on it. So we already been here before, and we're gonna go ahead and replace the whole soap dispenser uh, part and mechanism. So just stay tuned and you will see how we do this repair. I gotta say, this repair requires some handy skills and tools. You need a Phillips screwdriver or a Phillips drill with screwdrivers. As you see, the spring that holds the this door in place is broken. Some pieces are not even there, and it just doesn't clip the door, doesn't keep the door locked, or it will not open the way it's supposed to when it's time to open during the cycle. So we remove all the screws around this panel. These two screws, if you can get those clips to stay in place, but just turn them, that'd be great. This is a little tricky. As you see, I remove one, but the other one I was able to keep it there. If you can keep that one there, that'd be great, because these two, I believe, they're not necessary to remove it all the way. Now we're gonna go ahead and detach the very front part of this panel and release this harness, because that's the one for the touchpad on the front, on the top front. And now we're releasing the second harness. At this point, we're already detaching the soap dispenser. The other thing that we have to do is get a 1/4 screwdriver or 1/4 ratchet to be able to remove the two 1/4 screws that are holding the front panel in place, to be able to release it and put it to the side to work freely with this dishwasher soap mechanism. Or as you see, in one side I use a very torpedo small screwdriver, 1/4 screwdriver, and in this end I'm using a 1/4 ratchet. So you can use either or. I use both to give you two options to be able to do this repair, to be able to use any screwdriver. Right now what I'm doing with this knife is try to clean the other corrosion on a Phillips screws that is there, but it's all corroded. If I put my drill there, I'm just gonna strip it. So with the knife, I just remove some of the corrosion. Right now, as you see, I remove the other ones where there's no corrosion. It's no problem. And one of these brackets on the top is all corroded. You might have to replace that if yours is corroded. But today, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to flip the one on the bottom to the one on the top. See, the one on the bottom, it looks good, but the one on the top is all corroded, and not even the screws wants to come out. At this point, I was trying to order this, but they were out of stock, so I'm gonna have to do something to be able to manage to keep this part in place. And like I already told you, I probably put the one on the bottom and the top, and on the bottom I just figured it out later on, or order the bottom piece, which is gonna take a couple weeks to get here. This is the new soap dispenser. That is the part number there. You can go to the description of the video. I will put a link on the description of the video to be able to, for you guys to get this part. That was the dispenser right to the new one right next to the old one. And right now we're just gonna go ahead and sit it in his housing. Make sure you clean everything around it, and it just sits in place. Have someone to hold it for you on the other side if you have somebody helping you. And as you see, I'm gonna go ahead and sit the bracket that what's on the bottom. I'm just gonna switch it to the top because it's the same bracket. And on the bottom, I'm just gonna use some piece of metal that I have laying around to hold the bottom part in place. The most important one is the one on the top because the water can get in there. The one on the bottom is also important, but it's not as important than the top one. As you see, I'm putting the one on the bottom on the top. And as you see, I'm just using pieces of metal that I have there until I get the new bracket for the bottom. At this point, I checked it and it was like back order or I couldn't find it. So I did this just to install the new one in place. I managed to hold the 3 screws with the bottom part of the cabinet, and it worked really good. You might not run in this situation, but I'm just leaving it for you guys on the video. That way you guys can see in some of the scenarios that you might run into when you come to do this repair, because it's water dripping in there and it's water involved, and you might run in the same scenario. So you know what to do, or you already know what to order before you start taking this thing apart, because again, it's not that easy to take it apart, especially when you have to remove the 2 screws on the bottom of this panel, which they are 1/4 screws, and this piece that I'm working on right now. And as you see, you don't have to remove those 2 right by the lock door latch mechanism. So just follow the video, just follow along the video, and it might help you do this repair by yourself. Just be patient, because you can hurt yourself, or you might end up calling a technician on the middle of this repair. And technicians don't like when repairs are halfway done. As you see, at this point, I'm using the ratchet because the ratchet worked a little bit better for me. Or you can use the torpedo, however you want. Torpedo screwdriver. See, it's a 1/4. And I'm just leaving this footage here. That way you guys can see that you have the 2 options to do it. Go ahead and plug the 2 harness that you have removed earlier to be able to detach the front panel. Just make sure they clip back in place the same way you have removed them. Always take pictures before you remove any wiring or any harness to remember how they were before you remove them, and that help you to follow everything that you have removed before. As you see, I'm trying to manage to put this piece again. Like I said, this was a little tricky. Once you got it in place, just go ahead and tighten your screws enough to hold it in place. Don't over tighten it too, because otherwise they will go off track. So just tighten it. If you want to do it by hand, it's even better. It's just going to take you some more time. And then go ahead and install all the screws around this panel. You will see a lot of videos out there on YouTube on how to do this kind of repairs, but a lot of people don't put all the inconvenient situations that you might run into while you're doing it. I like to put everything on the video because most likely you're gonna run in one or more of these situations. As you see, that one, how it flips when the spring is good, that's how the other one's supposed to do it, but it wasn't doing that. While I was here, the customer told me to replace this pedal. This is for the top part of the dishwasher. This was just, something extra. This didn't have anything to do with the soap not dispensing, but again, we ordered this part for our customer. We installed these two pedals. They weren't spinning correctly and they were all clogged. But I just leave the footage here in case you guys wants to see everything that we did, everything that we do with this dishwasher. And now those spray pedals are working fine. At this point, we're pretty much done. Now we're gonna go ahead and close our door and run a cycle. Put all our dishes there, all the dirty dishes, and run a cycle. Make sure everything runs fine. If this video helped you in any way, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.